Welcome to the 1991 Reebok National Aerobic Championships, Australia's premier aerobic event. Sit back, but don't relax. It's now time to warm up for tonight's action.
Leading up to these great events, the Aerobic Championships were held in 5 states of Australia. Introducing the champions of Victoria, Sue Disley, Jack Dix, Lisa Osborne, and Chris Kemp. From Western Australia, Scotty Shepherd, John Thomas, Eddie Wolfman. Cheryl Warren, Jeff Mahan.
the driving force behind all the training, all the blood, sweat and tears. The feeling when you're on stage. I was lucky enough to go to the World Championships last year, and just to be there was the most incredible feeling in the world, you know, and that feeling has lasted for the last 4 months of training since I've been back. You know, every day you get up and you train because you want to be there again and you want to compete for your country. So that's the driving force, you know, when you're standing up there on stage representing your country, and the image that you see of the gold medal around your neck, that's enough.
From New South Wales, representing North Sydney Healthland.
I never thought I'd ever get this far in aerobics. Like 2 years ago, I couldn't even see myself competing, but now competing against the top competitors, it's a real thrill for me to be here tonight. I compete for a number of reasons. I compete for an aim for myself, whether it's to keep my body in shape or whether it's to keep my clients happy in my aerobic classes. I find that very motivating for myself. Just for a number of personal reasons, just a self-satisfaction for me, personally.
Representing Maidstone Sporting Club.
I found I've learnt a lot from previous years, so my training has been very consistent and I haven't made some of the same mistakes with overtraining in the past. The injuries that I've received have been minimum until the last couple of weeks, but it's sort of like a thing. You have to have an injury before a competition. When you're training so hard, sometimes your body just tells you now and again to slow down. And this time round, new music, I like my music. Everything's run smoothly. I've been working with some great people. My choreographer's been terrific, worked with me very closely, and I haven't felt alone at all. I've had a lot of support from all my peers, so it's probably been one of the best lead-ups that I've had yet.
From Queensland and representing Sports Elite.
With my past experience with competing, I think that the initial stages of planning your routine, you know, your training schedule and all of that sort of thing, I think the experience helps. But I think with regards to the actual performance, no, I just think you're always going to get nervous. There's always going to be the same sorts of things. You're always up against people that are as good as or better, you know, better than yourself. And it's, you know, just down to that day, I think.
Shepherd. From Western Australia and representing World Health and Fitness.
I think when we look at balancing the training between routine and physical preparation, it has to be a fairly even balance. There are times when you might devote a lot of preparation time in one particular stage or 1 week. It might be physical preparation is being emphasized, where you're trying to get to a peak of fitness, both aerobically and anaerobically. At other stages, you might concentrate more on the routine and then hope that the physical fitness you've developed will help you get through that preparation time and be able to achieve everything you've been trying to do in terms of routine preparation.
It's tough. It's really, really tough to come a long way, do a lot of work, and get pipped off at the post. It's hard. It really, really is hard. But that's competition, unfortunately. That is competition, and it is hard to come back after getting second. But I think that it's a test of character. It's a test of a person's character to see how strong they are and how really determined they are to succeed. And I think the person that continually tries and keeps at it, keeps trying and to succeed, will eventually get there in the end.
Now check this out.
Western Australia, representing World Health and Fitness, the Fitness Factory, and Masters in Motion.
I enjoy the competition to the extent of it gives me a personal goal. At the end of the day, regardless of the outcome, I know that I've bettered myself that much. When I began at the beginning of the year, I decided that I wanted to take myself that step further, and I had goals that I wanted to achieve. And at this point, I've achieved all of those goals, and I never thought I'd get to the point I'm at now. And now that I've achieved this point, I don't actually want to stop. I want to see how far I can push my body. So I think I gained so much from it personally.
Last year I was fortunate enough to win the national championship with Gina in the pairs, so we got to go to the World Championships, and that was of course our ultimate goal last year, and just to be there was fantastic. I think all 7 of us, the competitors, walked away with a different focus on what the whole competition means to us and what our goals were. I walked away there totally motivated and with new ideals, and I've come home and trained and trained and trained ever since. And my goal now is to get to the next World Championships. That's all I want out of competitive aerobics now. I really want to be there in Las Vegas in '92.
Wales, representing Aerobic City.
The surroundings, the people, all the different competitors coming from each different state. It's just that one day of your life. It's like a grand final. That one day of the year in September. This is one day of the year in November where you just can't wait to go.
We can't wait to do our routine and just that 1 minute. It's like we were just saying, we've got 2 1-minute 45 routines to go, and we can't wait to do it. And we'll do it the best that we can. But just the whole atmosphere, reaching for the highest goal, which is to represent Australia, is enough to make you come back and back and back and compete year after year after year.
1, 2, 3, 4!
The hardest thing about working in a partnership for us is the distance that we have to travel. I live in the city where Kathy lives out at Cronulla, so it's a fair distance. And for our training sessions, we have to drive. Basically, either one of us has to drive to, each other's gyms to train. And just our outside commitments as well. That's often difficult because of our jobs. It's hard to get together, isn't it, sometimes?
And I think, the good things about being in a team is that you develop a really good friendship out of it. Michael and I have become super good friends, and we have a really good time training as well. I mean, every now and then you have a bad day, but, if you have a bad day, just forget about it. But as I said, above everything else, Michael and I have become really good friends, so it's really important.
Here comes the music.
1, 2, 3, 4!
Keep on dancing. Keep on dancing. That's it. Kathy Spencer, Michael Judd, representing Sylvania Physical and Pace Fitness Club.
As far as our training, when we train and things, we both try and motivate each other. It's really good to be in a team where you can motivate each other. If I'm feeling a bit tired and don't really want to train, Lily can motivate me and encourage me to go along to the gym, and so we sort
Vice
of...
versa.
Yeah.
We've been making a lot of progress. We set, I suppose, long-term goals and definitely pick out things that we'd like to do and we feel that are essential in aerobic routines these days. Things like one-arm push-ups and perfect pike presses are essential. To have a good routine, you need to base it around those types of moves and do them with ease and, of course, with a smile on your face, which is the hard thing.
From Victoria, representing Exercise Theatre.
The main thing is that you keep entering and keep progressing, but from each competition you'll gain a little bit. We're still learning. Every competition we go in, we learn something new, and that's one of the main things. You've got to be able to take the competition, grab something from it, and then advance from that.
I think having two in a routine is much better than just having the one. I've done singles before and it was harder to motivate myself. And like when we both do it together, if one's down, the one picks the other one up, vice versa. So it's easy to, on that level, motivation. And, you know, sort of the other person will push you along, you know, about your diet and that aspect.